If I had to choose only 10 foods in order for me to stay lean all year round, these are the exact ones that I would choose. And that's exactly what we're gonna cover in today's video. You're gonna understand why I eat those foods, the importance of each one, and how you can place them strategically in your day-to-day life. So if you're struggling with insulin resistance, not sure what to eat, having belly fat or low energy, that's probably related to the food you're placing in your body. One thing I guarantee, if you eat these 10 foods, these problems will go away if you learn how to place them strategically in your day. And stay until the end because I'm going to give you one extra item that will help you satisfy your cravings. So let's do this. I want to take you here to my fridge. You're going to see I have a lot of things, but one of the things you are not going to see is junk food and crappy food. You're going to see a lot of things, but I need to choose 10. I told you 10. I'm going to choose only 10. This is basically what I have. Greek yogurt, sauerkraut, I have milk, eggs, pomegranate, tomato, salmon, plenty of vegetables, ginger, carrots, Brussels sprouts, avocados, lemons, a lot of things. I cook here. I have coconut oil, I have ghee, I have some cheese here. A lot of stuff here. Let's start with number one. You know all of these items. I'm not going to give you any fancy stuff or a crazy diet or anything like that. It's basic, but you're going to understand why each one of these items is important. We're going to start with old school eggs. Why is it important? Great source of protein. It will satiate you. It will give you all the vitamins that you need. Eggs along with grass-fed steak, it's what I call the natural multivitamin. If you eat steak and eggs, you don't need any multivitamin. You're going to be covered with all of the vitamins that you need. Good quality eggs have a lot of vitamins, especially the yolk. A lot of people toss the yolk. If you're eating the egg white, you have zero vitamins, zero minerals. You have the protein. My advice is control your fat intake. I'm not telling you to eat 10 eggs per day. Sometimes I eat 3 to 4 eggs and add 50 to 100 grams of egg whites extra to boost my protein intake. But don't just eat the egg white. Make sure you're eating the yolk, because it has vitamins, minerals. It's great for your skin, for your eyes, for your overall health, for your libido, for your energy. Make sure you incorporate good quality eggs, preferably pasture-raised eggs. I personally eat 3 to 4, sometimes 5 eggs per day. You don't need that amount. But one thing that is important to note is that some people say, I have protein for breakfast, and then they eat 1 egg. 1 egg is not enough. 1 egg has 5 or 6 grams of protein. If you're eating 2 eggs, that's 10 or 11 grams of protein, which is not enough. Your first meal, your breakfast, every meal, if you're having 3 meals per day, should be at least 40 to 50 grams of protein. That's not enough to eat 1 or 2 eggs. You want 3 or 4 eggs or 2 or 3 eggs with a couple of egg whites to boost your protein content. Good quality eggs every single day. The second one would be salmon. Don't think that you need to go for the most expensive options. It doesn't need to be always wild salmon. I'm not preaching perfection. I'm preaching sustainability and better choices on a daily basis. Same thing with salmon. This would be my second choice. It's not like the most important, and number 10 is the least important. I'm starting with protein for the sake of this video. Salmon, great source of protein, great source of healthy fats, great source of omega-3. This is a great one that I like to incorporate perhaps maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, twice a week. It has around 40 grams of protein per 200 to 250 grams, fights inflammation in your body, reduces bloating, improves your energy levels, decreases likelihood of brain fog. Sometimes we have low energy and brain fog. That's excessive inflammation. The fact that you're consuming omega-3 from salmon not only help with your protein intake, but fighting inflammation. More omega-3, more protein. Besides that, you're going to have healthy fats, which are crucial for cognitive function and hormonal regulation. That's something that I'm not a big fan of, which is people cutting on fats, low fat on everything, because you need fats. Avocados, good quality nuts, salmon. These healthy fats will help you produce testosterone, regulate your insulin, regulate your cortisol levels, improve your cognitive function. So don't go too low on fat, and that's a big advantage of eating good quality salmon. It's the combination of omega-3, healthy fats, and the protein content. All right, which brings me to number 3, and this is my personal favorite, grass-fed steak. This is a strip loin. Basically, that's what I eat more often, strip loin or ribeye. Strip loin is a little bit leaner. I cook this with ghee or grass-fed butter. As I mentioned before, this is a natural multivitamin. Grass-fed steak, it's great. It has vitamins, B12, B6, like it has minerals, vitamins, protein. One of these steaks has 50, 60 grams of protein. If you eat, you're covered. You have almost half the amount of protein that you need in one day, around 25 to 30% of the amount of protein that you need. Good quality steak, protein, vitamins, minerals. It doesn't need to be daily. I don't eat steak every day, even though I don't mind. I like to have more variety, chicken, turkey, salmon, other sources. I can eat steak every single day. I don't get bored of steak. I've done blood work eating steak every single day, steak and eggs, and it's completely normal. HDL high, LDL low. My cholesterol total is like 220, 230, which is a little bit high, but my HDL is high and the triglycerides are low. Don't be afraid of eating steak and eggs as long as you're controlling other lifestyle factors, your sleep, your stress, and all these things. Don't be afraid of eating steak every day. I love to eat steak with eggs for breakfast. If I don't have steak for breakfast, I eat in the evening with some potatoes, which is a great meal post-workout. Great source of protein. Definitely one of my top 10 choices. Which brings me to point number 4, and we're still on the protein side of things, which is turkey breast. Why turkey breast? This is lean. Steak is a great source of protein, but it has more fat than turkey breast. Turkey breast is lean, pure source of protein, and one special tip for you is eat turkey breast at night. Why? Because it helps you release serotonin, which will make you relax. The key takeaway here is that when you eat this, you produce more serotonin, which is a hormone that will make you relax, that will make you feel sleepy. It's a great source of protein, especially to eat at night. It's something to incorporate. You don't need to do it every day. It can be twice a week, 3 times a week, once a week. I'm giving you some variety. You can eat 2 days salmon, 2 days steak, 2 days turkey, and you have 6 days. Which brings me to number 5, which is Greek yogurt. I personally eat this most of the time via 0%. Great source of protein, 150 grams of this. A cup of this has around 13 grams of protein. Besides that, it has probiotics, great for gut health, great for digestion, great for your microbiome. This is something that I eat every day, around 200 grams. My preference goes for this one with a little bit of collagen at night. It helps me sleep like a baby. That's what I do 1 hour or 90 minutes before bed. 150 grams, 1 scoop of collagen, mix it with a little bit of honey. Greek yogurt, great choice, high protein, and you can find it with 0, 2%, 5% if I'm not mistaken. Some people ask me, why do you go low fat? It should be 2 or 5%. No, it should not be 2 or 5%. It all depends on where you are. If you go on 2%, 5%, it has a little bit more fat, it has a little bit more calories, which is not necessarily bad. Personally, for me, what I do is I like this 0%, because I already have a lot of fats in my diet. I eat a lot of nuts, Brazil nuts, macadamia, walnuts, pecan, almonds, avocado, olive oil, ghee, coconut oil, salmon. I have a lot of fats. I don't need extra fats from this. Now, if you're not having enough fats, if you're not eating enough nuts, if you're struggling with low energy, brain fog, or have inflammation in your body or stubborn fat, or something, that might be because your body is inflamed. Maybe you need more fats. Now, personally for me, I have a lot of fats. I try to cut on the fat content in certain items, such as Greek yogurt, such as cottage cheese as well. I go 0% whenever possible. Now, you can do according to your goals. If you're having plenty of fats, go 0%. If you're not having enough fats, you can go to 2 or 5%, so that you have a little bit more fats. This will improve your energy, cognition, and even your hormonal regulation, because that's something that I see very common. Men, especially men, they go low fat, and it crushes their testosterone levels. You shouldn't decrease a lot your fat intake, because that's what's responsible for hormonal regulation. Which brings me to the next one, which is berries. In this video, I'm showing you blackberries. It doesn't need to be blackberries. When I say berries, it can be blackberries, blueberries. I personally love blueberries. I eat these maybe 3-4 days a week. Blueberries I eat every single day with my snack at night. Greek yogurt, collagen, some blueberries, some honey. Delicious to help you recover, to help with sleep. Berries, these are a great source. This is what I call superfoods. I don't like this term superfood because it seems like some are more important than others, but good quality berries are important that you eat organic. I'm showing you here the organic because I try not to be perfect all the time. Berries are important because they have a lot of pesticides. Ideally, berries you want to aim for organic. Great source of vitamins, great source of fiber, great for your immune function. I love fruits, I love oranges, kiwis, apples. If I had to choose only 10, berries would be the #1 fruit that I would choose for this list. Make sure you get your berries. Which brings me to the next one, and you're probably asking, where are the vegetables? And again, I love vegetables. I would include a lot of vegetables, but today I'm just gonna show you spinach. Why spinach? It's because it's very versatile. I eat daily, for example, carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, beets, But if I had to choose, this is the one that I would include in the list. Don't stress, we still have vegetables. I'm not preaching that you don't eat vegetables. You should eat your vegetables. I'm choosing spinach organic for the same reason as the berries, because they have a lot of pesticides. Make sure you get this one. If you don't like spinach, you can go, for example, for Brussels sprouts. It's a great one. If I had to choose 10, this is going to be included in my list. All right, which brings me to the next one, which is cottage cheese. And I like this one basically for the same reason as the Greek yogurt. You have with 3%, 5%, 9% fat. 9% is the maximum. And it's the same reason. I go low fat because I have a lot of fat. Great source of protein. 100 grams gives you 10 grams of protein. I eat this for breakfast along with eggs, with avocado. I have around 150 to 200 grams of cottage cheese per day, which gives me 15, 20 grams of protein. Great source of protein to incorporate. Versatile, not only for breakfast, can be as a snack with some cinnamon, with some nuts, can be with some pineapple. It will satiate you and fuel your body. Make sure you get one of these. Which brings me to the next one, which is avocados. Avocados is one of my favorite sources of healthy fats. I eat one avocado every day. This has a lot of fat, but in a good way. A lot of healthy fats, potassium, magnesium, muscle contraction, cognitive function. You want to incorporate this in your day-to-day life. You don't need one, it depends on your goals and your calories, but a great source. Eat your avocados, versatile. You can add these with cottage cheese, pomegranate, with some berries. This is mandatory, at least for me. This would be included in my top 10 list of foods that I eat to stay lean all year round, and I would suggest that you do the same. I'm sure now you're asking, where are the carbs? We have protein, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, spinach, berries, steak. Where are the carbs? The carbs are here. We have sweet potato, my number 10, and sweet potato can be white potato. I personally prefer sweet potato. They are a little bit different nutritionally, but I'm not gonna dive in detail here. Sweet potato, I eat sweet potato every day. I love sweet potato at night with steak or with salmon or with turkey breast. It's super versatile. I'm using now my air fryer. I cut them, put some olive oil, some spices, and I toss them in the air fryer, and in 12, 16 minutes, fully ready. Sweet potato, great source of carbs, and this is to understand that you don't need to cut carbs, you don't need to go low carb, you need the right sources of carbs and understand when you should be eating certain things. For example, if one day you're sitting for 10 hours, you're not moving, you don't get your steps, you don't work out, why are you going to eat sweet potato? You don't need that. We have 3 macronutrients: protein, carbs, and fats. Protein essential, fats essential, carbs are not essential. However, I eat carbs every day. Why? Because I get 10, 12, 15,000 steps. I work out 3 to 4 days a week. I'm kind of active. My main message for you is you can have carbs. You should have carbs. It will help you recover. It will help you with your testosterone levels. It will help you with performance. It will help you with sleep. You need to kind of earn your carbs. Move more and you're going to eat more carbs. You're going to make more use of that. Now, if you're not moving enough, prioritize protein, fat, and go very low carb. If you're sitting hours and hours and not moving, but probably this is not you. If you're watching this, you're getting some runs, walks, workouts, you're lifting weights, and the more you move, the more you can eat carbs. Protein and fats need to always be there. Protein to help you sustain lean muscle, fats for cognitive function and hormonal regulation, carbs more for performance. Ideally, you want to place carbs after the workout, and that's what I do. Yes, I did a great workout. I ate 300 grams of sweet potato in the air fryer with 250 grams of strip loin. And as promised, I'm gonna give you my suggestion in order for you to fight cravings, which would be dark chocolate. Now, it doesn't need to be this one, but ideally I recommend more than 70%, ideally even more. This one is 85, sometimes I go to 90, sometimes even 99%. It doesn't need to be this brand, just make sure that it doesn't have a lot of added stuff, that it's as pure as possible. This will help you satisfy your cravings. Now, one of the changes that I've done lately is I don't eat dark chocolate in the evening. Why? Because it has a little bit of caffeine. So I prefer to eat dark chocolate either morning or afternoon or even late afternoon, but not right before bed. So ideally, this is great to satisfy cravings. Ideally, I would not eat that after dinner because again, it has caffeine. So it might stimulate you a bit and you want to remain as calm as possible. But if you want a snack that will help you sleep without increasing your alertness, that will help you relax and fully satisfy your cravings, just let me know in the comments down below and I'll do a full-blown video where I'm gonna prepare live with you my number one snack that I eat every single night, 1 hour before bed. It helps me sleep 8 hours, have green recovery, have more than 4 hours restorative sleep, and helps me with my performance. So just drop in the comments down below. I'll prepare this for the next video. Now, if you want to know exactly what I eat in a day, just feel free to check this video and you're gonna see exactly how I structure my day from morning to evening.